Welcome here to day 2 of the First Touch Soccer, and we're underway from Field 1 as we get things underway here with Team Blue 1 against Orange 3. And the keepers in net today is Abigail Lessard and Brianna Smith. And already we are flying out of the blocks as Orange going right to left and Blue left to right for this first half. It is 2 30-minute halves, and they'll play a couple games for the next 3 hours. Here is a sultry, sunny Wednesday morning. It feels like it's 28 degrees Celsius. It is 24 degrees officially, but it should get warmer throughout the course of the day as we move along here on this Wednesday morning to the afternoon. Long ball forward, and this is being played off the back heel. Back over it comes, and Orange now on the go, trying to get themselves an established front presence here with possession moving forward. With it now is Madison Cooper, 2027 class, back over towards Olivia Audette, and that is well read by Orange as they look to take away the passing lanes coming through. Hippolyte down to the left side she goes, in the final third she goes, and that is delivered in, and that goes out of play, and what should be a goal kick coming up here for Team Blue. Early moments in this game, both teams trying to figure each other out, of course, getting to know each other yesterday and now having the rapport and hoping to get things now on the same side moving forward. Blue now working the intricacies of the triangle passing. Down to the near side it goes. That's played on the one touch. Well read again by Orange as they take away the pass. Sydney Galeen on that, and she's knocked over out of play. She goes, and this will be a free kick come up here for Team Orange. And on the ball will be Stacey Joya, as she will now play back out to Glean. Space now for Gloria. Trying to author her way through, and that goes into the center of the park. One back by Orange. Here is Madison Butler wearing the 158 shirt for Team Orange. Butler again in the circle, turning, opening that space up. Abby White. Down to the left flank it goes. Into the final third it goes, and that just rolling out of play, just missing the intended target in Lillian Gauthier, who was marauding her way down the pitch but could not get to the ball in time. And this will be a deep throw in here for Team Blue. Up forward it comes. Played back out. Now it can Blue. Lovely first touch. And now here they go the other way. Coming through, storming the way through is Talia Ard coming in for the first goal of the day. And she goes short side, 1-0 lead. And Talia Ard getting her first shot, first goal, and opens up her account from Ottawa Infotech Major Aspirations. And that first turn was sublime as she was bamboozling the back line of Orange and gets the first goal of the day. And a 1-0 lead for Team Blue as we are a few minutes into this game, 4 minutes into this first half. Perhaps more goals in store early days in this matchup. Orange for the early part of this game has had the monopoly of possession, but right now the scoreboard favoring Blue. Back out to the near flank. Hippolyte. Far side, and that ball goes to the final third. Right there chasing through is Madison Cooper again, and we'll have it now in a 1v1. Delivery, sumptuous. And that is a postage stamp finish. It might have been a delivery of a pass, but it ends up being a goal, and it's 1-1, and we are now off to a vibrant start of goals. We have 2 in the last minute and a half. But the dip into trajectory on that goal was 27 year from CS Saint Laurent, and Rousseau with a sparkling goal, box office finish, and now it is a 1-1 game. Early days, very early days in this matchup. Perhaps we have more goals in store, and that goes out of play for a throw-in coming up here for Team Orange. Headed through once more, off the ankle of Bergen. Orange starting to get their bearings straight. Hippolyte, and this will be out of play for another. Joe Ia, the bigger parting with it. Back out to the corridor. Campo for Dano. Campo for Dano. Back over he comes, and here she is at the center of the park, delivering that ball up ahead. That's one back again by Orange, this time by Madison Butler. Played forward towards Gauthier. Options abound as there's two orange shirts streaking down the pitch, and this time led by Cooper, who'll get in the final third. But again, that ball just rolling just wide of the flow, and this will be a throw coming up here for Team Blue. Blue taking their time, waiting for the congestion bias to clear up. And it goes into the queue of bodies right now trying to win that ball back. Orange. And this will be a foul. We go the other way. And a free kick coming up for Team Blue, trying to alleviate the pressure, early day pressure coming in from Team Orange. Played forward again. And this will roll out for another goal kick coming up for Team Blue. And that was a giveaway. Not the most quality goal kick out there. And Orange back on it, trying to pounce their way through as they play it back over to Joia. Back forward. Here is Madison Cooper again, who's been all over the park so far in the first 5 minutes of play, and be another goal kick coming up here for Team Blue. So Blue will have a chance to redeem themselves on the initial goal kick that was almost costly to them. And we'll see how this plays out moving forward. Played short this time. Could they work their way out? And that time again, not the most serene passing quality by Blue. And Orange has them pinned. Could they punish them on this mistake? Here's Cooper. Back in, delivered into the box and right into the palms of the keeper, and rather calmly saved by Abigail Lassard. And Blue looking to now counter with everyone up forward for Orange. And this will go out of play, and this is now one-way traffic for Orange, with the bulk of possession inside their territory for Orange against Blue. And that goes out once more. That's last touch by Saka. Saka again. Saka trying to find the outlets, and this time it gets back over to Orange. And now this is the gaps open up here for Orange. Can they use that? And that takes a ricochet. Chasing that ball is Bouchard, and this will go out of play, and what should be a corner kick coming up for Team Orange. So Orange will have another corner kick coming up here. And we'll see if they can cash in for another goal as we are approaching 10 minutes into this first half on a hot Wednesday morning. In-swinger. Pushes the far post. And this is going to be played back out to the width of the pitch once again. The goal scorer. And that is taken away from the goal scorer for Orange. And now Orange taking away the pass lanes. A long shot, ambitious at its best, and that is a one-hop save off the boot of Glean. And Blue, 2v2, through ball, not as precise off the foot coming from Saka. And Blue now trying to win it back from the center of the park. Saka again. Options moving forward for them as Aird is out there. And now they have space to work with down the right flank. Broad again on their left to the right. And that's stripped away. It's a 3-on-3 for orange versus blue. Can they find the counter options? And they do indeed. Down to the left side it comes, and with it is I beg your pardon, Gauthier. And went to the extreme short side. It was a tightish angle. And this will be a goal kick coming up here as orange really pressing Team Blue. As we're 10 through, 11th minute of play, 1-1 between orange and blue, as we'll have our first subs coming in a few moments. Delivered upfield. And that is kept in by Broad, and this will be right into the hands of the keeper. Not many adventurous trips yet for blue, except for one, which gives them a 1-goal lead for the moment. And orange came back to tie it up at 1-1. Blue circling back, Chapelot. As they switch the play on this, and now try to get things organized again. And that goes off the forearm of Bergen, and that is back over to orange again. Orange really been everywhere. Cooper with it again, and this goes rolling out for another goal corner kick coming up here for Team Blue against Team Orange over Blue. Gauthier again, swinging that ball in, whipping that kick, and that will be played back out to the edge of the 18. On the left, onto the right. Trying to veer away around is Hippolyte. Hippolyte trying to get that ball cleanly towards her teammate, but couldn't do so. And this goes out of play, and that was last touched by Blue, as it will be thrown in by Abby White. Joia. Glean. Switch of play. That's an opening for orange. Tracking that ball is Cooper. Closed down by Russell. And Cooper and Russell go at it, and that will be a corner kick come up for Team Orange. So orange and blue will have a hockey seal change of bodies coming on. It's 6 fresh legs as they look to keep everyone fresh. They're going to play in a 3-hour block. So twice in the next 3 hours these teams will play. So it's a matter of keeping these girls hydrated and fresh, because it is a very hot day. Corner kick coming up here for Team Orange. And the far side, a cue of about 5 orange bodies inside the 18 of Blue's end. Outswinger. And that went completely off the radar, and Orange still in possession. First touch heavy for Barcello, and this will go out for another throw coming up here for Team Orange. Edge of the 18. Barcello can't get to it. And now it is Clark. And that is one back over by Aird. And now she's on her afterburners. 4 chasing her back. Aird going by herself, looking for the glory perhaps. Tracked down by 2 orange players. And they were able to fence off any threat from Aird, as cleaning up that mess was Glean. Glean, plenty of space to work with. Tracking her way through is Olivia Audette. And that's another giveaway. Aird really been a menace towards the back line of Orange. Lovely footwork right there. And a prominent resistance off the edge of the envelope. And the best sequence for Blue has come up empty, not once, not twice, but 3 times. As the fingertip save was massive for Smith. The edge of the envelope was met by the ball, and into the palms it comes to the keeper. And Blue getting their first real endeavor of attack. Blue come with a flurry of punches, but not the knockout blow that they wanted to go up 2-1. Throw in here for Orange. Back over again. Orange trying to work their way through. With it now for Team Orange. This is Maya Langlois is out there, number 174 Orange. Airplane deeper than before. And that is going to be a foul and a free kick coming up here for Blue. Bayet. And that's a giveaway. Loose touch again by Blue. Orange, they are hunting now for this second goal. Here's a through ball. Could this be 2-1? Wide to the left. As Bouchard did not get the proper angle of the toe on ball contact. And it goes out of play for what will be a goal kick here for Team Blue, who have been playing with fire on these goal kicks in this first half. And that will roll out again for another goal kick coming up here for Team Blue, as Blue will make a wholesale change of bodies to bring in some fresh legs. And out there for Team Blue is Regan Forster and the likes of Sienna Romeo. And back over it comes. And that's taken away by Glean. Marauding their way down to the left pitch. And to the left side it comes. With it over is Gauthier. And that is repelled away. Gauthier part 2. And she loses the handle of the ball as she tries to regain the leverage on that. And as 2 Orange players converging on 1 Blue. And that's a knockover. That's maintained play on we go. Gauthier with the fancy footwork on the byline. Going towards the end line. Attacking. Tight angle. And this will veer out for what will be a goal kick coming up here. So the hard work ends up being a goal kick for Team Blue. Played short once again. Here's Adet. That's taken away this time. Barcello again. And this will be another roll out to the ball. And this goes back out for another goal kick coming up here for Team Blue. Back forward once more. Here's a chance from the edge of the box. Sting shot, 2-1 lead. Right place, right time, and coming up with the goal is Gauthier, as she was looking with intent. An absolute sitter off the miss. And that was a 2-1 lead here. Gauthier, the goal scorer. And Orange back up. They've had the commanding presence so far in the 19th minute of play. They have been absolutely sublime, and they have definitely controlled the narrative and have been rewarded with a goal up 2-1 with 10 to go in this first half. Does Blue have another box office moment to come back? They've shown glimpses as they've teased their way in once or twice with chances of glory, but it's still chasing this game down 2-1. They came up with a quick response. Can they come up with a quicker response? And it will be Forster who will force that ball up towards the left wing. 4 blue shirts pinging their way through. Forster into the box, into the final third they come. Could this be it? And it will be right into the keeper's hands, running out of the racetrack. And this will be an easy moment to breathe. That's launch up ahead. Strong defending coming through from Saka. There'll be another throw-in coming up for Team Orange. Surveying the options. Clark, diagonal pass, trying to spray that ball out. One back over, and here comes Orange again, this time led by Sophia Maras. And here's a better ball coming up. Gauthier has been an absolute star on this Wednesday morning. The twist, the pirouette, the quick, fancy footwork. And that just lacked the desired result that she wanted on that sequence. Clark will push one forward. With it again is Barcello. Clark again. To the far post it goes and over the head, and that's a whistle, and that will stop play as Dearborn was ahead of the curve, and that is an offside call on Team Orange. Quickly play up ahead here for Blue. Another long ball up ahead, chasing, tracking that down is Forster. On her horse now trying to get up ahead, and that is deferred to the keeper and played back out to the center of the park. Arscott. Clark. Intercepted, well read this time by Arscott. Looking for the seam pass, trying to unlock this Orange defending, but Orange really closing down the gaps when on their heels. And so far, Blue's been on their heels and Orange has been on their toes looking for the attacking goal. They are up 2-1 late in this first half. And switching spots to the right side of this pitch is Gauthier. On the byline, Gauthier. And that's repelled away. Open space for Glean. Will she fancy the shot? No. Could this be a fancy the shot? Yes. And that is booted into the St. Hubert Forest. And that will bring in another sub for Team Blue. And this time it will be Marika Chapelot who will come in for Team Blue, the local St. Hubert product in. And going off for the moment will be Olivia Adet. As we move along deeper into this day, the sun's starting to really reach its apex of heat. And that's taken away at the apex. And with it is Barcello. And that was fizzing. The dip in trajectory was not there. The liftoff was, but did not get the desired result that she wanted at the end of the shot. With it now is Jamaica Phoenix Theosmi. One back by Glean. Chipped over, headed through. Oh, and that almost was a through ball. And that was a through ball. And this goes right to the keeper's hands as there was two Orange players loitering at the edge of the 18. Played up ahead. Could Blue find their way through for another goal? As we move into the latter stages of this first half. And this could be the moment here in the 50-50 and off the line is Brianna Smith. And to the near side it comes. Clark. And back out for another throw-in for Team Orange. Sang cannot get that. This will be a throw-in again for Team Orange. This time it is Clark once more. And that ball just lacked the purchase required on that pass from Forster. A crunching collision with Dearborn going at it. Back again, Dearborn. Now to the left side it goes. This has been their vibrancy right now is on the left wing is Orange. Come again to the byline. Could this be a different result? Across the face of goal right into the keeper's hands. And when you look at it now, it has been Gauthier who's been a menace. And that will stop clock as there's an injured Blue player on the pitch. And hopefully nothing too serious of what the injury is. It is a warm day on this Wednesday morning. Advisable not to wear dark colors today on a warm Wednesday. Light colors preferred. And right now, being looked at is a player from Team Blue. And being helped off, we'll get you the number. From where we are, we just can't ID who the player is. But it appears right now that player will not be participating in any more of this game for the time being. Hopefully we'll be able to play later on today. With it now is Team Blue. Theo Simi. Back to Forster. Zabavinga will let that ball roll through, and this will be a throw-in for Team Blue. And with it is Saka. Teosimi. And the through ball right there into the 6, chipped up ahead, and that is still alive inside the 18. Good intricate interplay by Orange and Blue, but Blue nearly gained the tying goal late in this first half. And that's pushed forward again, and unfortunately for the star of the show, Gauthier, just not on the afterburners on that delivery down the seam. And that's another short kick. Blue, Orange setting the trap. Blue fall into the trap. Back into the open space it comes. Knocked over, play on we go. Glean with it. And the turn nearly bamboozling their way through was Lee. And this will be back in the far side. Chasing it down is Orange, trying to win back their real estate possession over here. And rolling out of bounds. As we now we're in the final 2 minutes of this first half. Corner kick coming up for Blue, the first one of the day. Far side, they have about 6 in the 6-yard box. In swinger. Punched away. Kept in. Now kicked away. And trying to gain the leverage point, unable to do so. Orange, now Blue, and that's a long, ambitious shot coming in from Chapelot. And this will be right into the keeper's mitts. 2 only for Orange. We had 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of play. And since an Orange scored, and it's been all Orange in terms of the narrative. And here's the reason why they're up. It is Gauthier. An absolute monster coming down the left wing for Team Orange. The quick feet of Gauthier on the byline, finding through, feeding a pass, and went to the wrong colored shirt. Still in Orange possession. It comes. Could they figure it out? Space working, delivered into the far side. Here's a chance here for Glean. Short side, tight angle. And the one hit, and it's a off the post, and that is what you call unlucky. 2 off the woodwork, and unfortunately for Orange, they are still at 2-1. This could have been 3-1. And could this be a 2-goal swing here if Blue comes back on the counter for their tying goal? You'll see me. Chapelot again. Finding their way up ahead. Here is Zabavinga. Losing that. And Orange again. It is none other than 159 on your score sheet, Gauthier. And that's a giveaway as they close it down in time, as that was nearly a burst of a moment here for Blue. Still with it. Gauthier. Gauthier again. Boxing away, but being forced back out to clean. Could this be the moment of magic again for Orange? They were very close in that moment, but could not come up with the goal. And at the end of the first half, it is 2-1 lead for Orange over Blue. Stay tuned here from St. Hubert. Welcome back here. Second half action underway. It is Orange. Rectify that and get themselves an equalizer in the next 30 minutes or so of play. It's been their own style and language so far in this game, and they have been absolutely clinical when inside the final third of the possession of the pitch. Here's a delivery, and that is over. You get a quality chance. They're not shying away from that. Again, it's been the left side of the Orange attack line has been very fruitful in this matchup. And a long range and a two-hopper right into the palms. Cooper not getting the proper contact on that to get themselves that back forward again. Aired. she opened it up, and that is her DNA, and that is the move that they look at and clean up that mess rather quickly for Orange. And this will be a throw in here for Team Orange. Push forward once more. Aired. Well read again by the Cooper. And here is Cooper. And Cooper getting that ball stripped away by Maxime Russell on that. And it's Cooper all by herself down the right side. Two options now marauding forward. Cooper in a tight angle. Will she go for the glory? Plays the pass across the face of goal, and that will be repelled out of play by Sang. And this will be a corner kick coming up here for Orange. Play to the edge of the post and cut away at the edge of the 18. Blue feeding another ball through, aired on her bike. Now a fight for it. The turn, the pirouette, looking, cutting against. Here's the pass through. And now open space for Blue. Could this be the moment of parity? Not that time. As Fleming had a shot on her. Effect on the kick. And this will be a goal kick for Orange. Cooper again. Back forward. Once more, Abby White. White trying to get. Back at the center of the park. Could this be a long-range shot? Who will fancy this moment here for Orange? And that's pushed away once more. Well done by the Blue defending. And back out to the open space it comes. Orange again, still with it. They come in layers, and right now it is Cooper. Try to nutmeg her way through Russell, and that is cleared away back out to the open space. Now the Planza goes. And it'll be another throw coming up here for Team Blue. Orange can't get a corral of the ball. Blue does. It is Payette. And another long, and tracking that down is Gioia, and this will go out of play. One back by Orange again. Glean trying to lean her way through in that one, and this time it is Campo Ferdano who will get that ball up ahead. Again, two Orange shirts moving forward, and that is intervention by Russell, and this will go back over to Orange as they re-rack this possession once more. Long ball up ahead, and that was a heavy touch for Kutsuoadi, and that will be a throw-in for Blue. This time it will be Broad who will have this throw-in on the near side. Sack again for 2-2 for Blue. Add an insurance policy here. Forced today in this morning game against Blue. Now will be a free kick come up for Blue. She has been the supply line for we'll see what she goes in the the angle was there, but the accuracy was not. Team Orange. 22 minutes left. 25 minutes has in this matchup. Play the pirouette and the side netting. Pedigree when it comes to that Stardust skill set of hers. And it goes right back to the keeper again. Launch forward, Orange back on the front foot. Orange again. This time is Jenna Russo. Athletes. Orange back on the front foot. Kutsuadi. Switch of play. Lovely diagonal pass. Down to the final third it comes. Delivered in. And this will be a goal kick coming up for Team Orange. Short pass. Almost costly for Blue. And that pass from the keeper. That's a giveaway. Could they be punished? Still working the angles with this possession. That's over the net. That goes out of play, and that was off of Barcello's Abby White's. And another throw-in coming up here. They've had some sparks, but no fireworks yet. And now this opens up for Blue. Here's a chance for Blue. It was Audette.
Way to run.
Wholesale changes with the roster. For Team Orange and Team Blue. That's one back by Orange. Trying to finagle their way through is Campo Verdano. And this backs their way towards Blues territory. Bergen. And that's stripped away by Orange. And they have a 5-on-4 to work with. Cooper. Close down on the edge of the 18. Cooper, final third. Cooper's delivery. And that's right into the keeper's hands near post. Dearborn. Aired again from the circle. Her body weight transition is smooth, and that pass wasn't as smooth as Russo right there to clean it up for Team Orange. Russo looking like a Centurion, a Rolls Royce out there at the back line for Team Orange. And this will roll out of play for a throw-in for Team Blue. The honors for Team Blue will be Liberty Broad. Broad playing her soccer here in St. Hubert. She inches her way towards the throw-in and now played back into play. Russo. Russo again, launching one forward, and the target mark is found, and now keeper off the line, and this will be wide left. Moment of glory, heart and mouth moment for Abby White. Russo opened up the blue formation, and the White just did not get the conclusion of desire. Cooper again on her left, and oof, that was almost a head shrinker finish on that one. Aird playing a lot deeper than before, being the facilitator for this blue attack. And this will find its way towards and here's Russo once again. Back over towards the middle of the park. And into the keeper it goes as Blue's still trying to figure out how to get this second goal as we are now 44 minutes through with another 15 to go. Quarter of an hour to go in this matchup. This is a giveaway here for Orange. Orange trying to now see what they can come up with. Cooper right by her. Broad, Cooper. Back out to the edge of the 18 and a one hop off the foot of Kutsuadi. Aird, Blue attire. And that's chipped forward once again by Blue. Blue now trying to get themselves forward here. Blue, still not much action. They've had a couple of moments, but that's about it. Russo, well read by her, cleaning up the mess from Orange. And that's punched forward, and this will go out of play for what will be a throw coming up here. And again, both teams will make wholesale changes, as that is now the situation. They'll play the final quarter of an hour here. And now both teams will get fresh legs for the final 15 of this matchup. Daisy cut a pass on the carpet. Blue again taking that ball away. It is Broad who will push one forward for Blue. And this will go to play again for another throw-in for Orange. Thrown here for Orange from the far side. And that's over the top. Back out it goes to Blue. Play back to the keeper. And delivered over towards the Orange territory. And that is intercepted this time by White. And up forward once again. A foot race begins on the far side. One back by Blue, still with it, Blue. And the real estate just was short, and now the determination is a goal kick for Team Orange. As Blue trying to get themselves forward again. Up forward again. Orange.
Yeah, get out there.
That's not coming in the game will be Adelaide Dearborn for Team Orange. Another whistle, and now stop play momentarily. It's a free kick for Orange from the edge of the box, about 25 yards out, 45-degree angle, high line. The wall is going to be one player only. And can they pick out the right colored uniform for a deflection here to extend the lead to 2? push forward. And that will be cleared away. Back over. Forster. And on the go and on the run is Zabavinga. And finding its way back to the keeper. So right now, not much materializing for Blue when it comes to the final third options. Back out again. Lovely control. And that's better control. Here's Bouchard. Being closed down. Through. First hit, not there. That's a miss kick by Lee. Trung Lee, and this will go back out towards the edge of the flanks. And this is going to find its way towards the sidelines of Team Orange. Push forward once more, up towards the flank. This is now one back and deferred outside of the area. It is Clark who will let that roll out of play. Smartly does so, playing the angles and the ball speed to her advantage. Orange now just taking their time here, trying to ping around some balls. Have Blue chase them in this sultry heat in South Shore. Zabavinga. Try to find Arid in the open hole, but could not get that past the last line of the midfield defense. And that is going right towards Abby White. Gauthier. First execution was correct. Second one, not so much. Glean. Aired. Back over towards Forster. Glean tracking down Forster. Here's Saka. Saka again. Saka losing it. And this will be a whistle and this will be a foul, as Blue will have a chance here for a free kick. And that was Maras who will be called for the foul, and this will be a free kick from a distance. We'll see now if they can come up with the finish effect. Okay. Aired. Back over to Saka. Aired. Try to get that interplay with Saka smooth, but that was cleaned away by the corridor of Orange. Played it forward again once more towards the queue of bodies. Saka knocked off the ball by Glean, and this will be a free kick coming up for Team Orange. Final 7 of this game. Right by Glean, and this will be towards the keeper as a another giveaway by Back up ahead. Blue. Real estate to work with in the and that's one back over Chapelot. Chapelot will in that 50-50 out of bounds. And this will be last touch by who? And that's last touch by Blue. And played rather quickly by Gauthier. Keeper trying to get things cleaned up, and that is a short pass through. Can they find the tying goal here in the late stages of this matchup? Gauthier. And that was a collision of bodies with the coaching staff of Orange. And this is play on as they hear the other whistle from the other field. And it is Trung Lee. And that is going to be an easy routine save coming up for Team Blue.
That'd be bad, just get dropped. I appreciate the honesty.
And that rolls out for another throw in here for Team Orange. Final 5 minutes of this game from St. Hubert on the south shore of Montreal. As the sun started to really make its presence felt. A warm 30-degree day Celsius. Only 3 games here. This is game 1 of 3 for the women's side of things for FTF. We'll have 2 more to go. And now Blue back on the go. Saka showing the panache. The through ball cannot get cleanly towards Forster. And that will bring back over towards the Blue territory. Trying to work their way up ahead. Barcello.
Find the space out here, Abby.
Back to the corridor it goes. And here is Orange once more. Barcello. And cleaned up in time by Russell as she was able to divert that towards the edge of the pitch. This time is Theosimi back over, space to work with. Here is Saka again, 3-on-3. Can she pick the right pass out? Error does, 2-on-1. And that is stifled by Orange. And with 4 to go, Blue starting to pick up the agenda. Saka, clear shot. Coming in, offside will be the call on Forster. So Forster will be called for being ahead of the curve, and this will be a free kick here for Team Orange. Abby White this time with it. Trung Lee will bring it back over to Glean. Glean has been the pass master for Orange, and that pass coming off the foot of Dearborn did not find the intended target. That's one back by Blue. Back out to the circle it comes. And it's Saka who's playing deeper than before, and they will defer back over as it'll find its way through towards Zapavinga. Forster. Aired. Forster has got a line of sight. Forster, 2-2. Perfect symmetry, geometry, pass and attack was final 2 minutes of action here. And in all likelihood, unless we see a real twist in the tail, honors even is probably the likely case here as Forster ends up tying this game at 2-2. Orange, if this is a boxing match, by virtue of the points, was leading on points in all categories. But right now, the ultimate category is the tie score of 2-2. And this will go out of play for another throw-in coming up here for Team Blue. Or now it'll be Orange will have the throw-in. Gauthier. Gauthier again. And that was one move too many for her. And this will be a throw-in for Team Blue. Back over again. Could Blue find one more goal? Forster with it. She was the one with the tying goal. Aird had opened up the goal scoring at the 10th. Here's Saka finding Aird in the open space. Keep her off the line and well timed because there was 1 second slower. Aird probably makes it a 3-2 lead. One back forward again. Blue forward. And this will find its way through. Theosimi. And that's a collision. That's another collision. And that is a bamboozling right there by Orange. Could this be 3-2? It's looking. Someone's shin guard is off, and that is tight to the angle. As running out of space was Barcello. But the first move was simply Bambianes by Bouchard as she had sent Russell one way and she went the other way. Back into the open area again. Zapavinga finding the circle towards Aird, and now the turn. This when she skies that, and that will stop that. Stay tuned for game 2 coming up in a few moments. Welcome back here. It is Orange 1 on Back to Orange, making their debut on day 2 of this event. And Blue nearly won that game. And we'll see what they can do now here on day 2 in Blue, as Bergen was hanging around the area.
That's fine, that's the right movement. Now how do you get it? Come on, Sal, come on.
Blue back over. Siba Mayer. It is Sino who will get it. Siba Mayer now in the low end block. Through, and Blue will calmly take it back once. Around 1.
All right, just simple, reload it. Reload it. All right, you're in the right space.
It's going to be Sino. Mayer
Get tight again. Don't
aired. More space to work with, turning the corner, and that was just side netting. Shot. Siba Mayer was the Blue back on the go. Try to poke that one.
we gotta stay a little more connected. You can
Now for Broad.
yep, double down a little.
And that's one back. Down the gap will be Masuras and Watson.
Yes, Malia, keep it.
Siba Mayer will not get to it and cleared away by the keeper.
I know.
Good voyage by Vickers,
Good, face her up.
trying to mid back over into the open space towards the near side. And knocked over was that will be a free kick here for Team Orange. And this will be a throw-in for Team Orange again. Team Orange really starting to find its sea legs this Wednesday late morning. Siba Mayer. Sino on the edge of the box. And that what native and now warning shot, they get that first goal against Blue. Chapelot, as they now look to ping around the ball. And gliding the way up ahead is Shea
So just make sure on that last defensive group if you're
for Olivier Gagné. Sometimes these Vanny guys come through in the clutch. Back over to Orange. Gagné. And we'll have a wholesale change early on, and this will be early in this game here as we have Blue bring on some fresh legs. Of course, they're playing their second consecutive game here, with this being back-to-back matchups. And that will bring in some fresh legs, and we'll see now how Blue reacts. Could this give them the impetus to get the first goal
Keep
Back
low.
forward once more.
Unlucky.
Masudas will let that go through. And this will be a throw-in on the far side for Team Blue. And cannot find the connection that she was looking for this time with Saka. And wiggling the way through is Matilda Edwards. Siba Mayer turning on the left, finding up its way through, and now it's back over.
Just keep him in front.
Shea. Audette. Shea again. And that is the 50-50 that is won by Orange as Edwards played the angle properly. And going out will be Sang on that.
Yep. Now how do we support her? How do we support her?
Lovely touch by Mayer. And that's pushed forward again. Siba Mayer splitting through two and cannot get it past the last line of defense. And cleared away by Chapelot. And the ball right here, it appears. And now a race for Aird coming down the right flank. And she's knocked over, and this will be a foul called against McIntyre. And a free kick in the final third inside the Orange territory. And it'll be Aird who will have the chance. Sharp angle, looking for the deflection in all likelihood. Immediate option is Liberty Broad, who's on the left to Aird. Two-person wall for Orange. Overload to the back post. And now the moment of truth for Aird if she can find the right angle and deflection to get this to be 1-0 for Team Blue. She goes short post, and that was almost misjudged. And this will be back over for a corner kick coming up for Team Blue. And it'll be a corner kick in swinger here for Team Blue. Trying to get themselves the first goal. They had been asking questions in the last few minutes of play. Off the near post, and that was almost a Olympico style goal. And we have a part two to this coming up for Team Blue. It'll be Olivia Audette, number 126, will have a chance here on this in swinger again. Will she fool the goalie again going short side? And that was not so clean, but back out it comes. Third bite of the cherry. Still up in the air. And that is going to be pushed away and back out into the open space it comes. Masudas couldn't get to that.
Relax, organize, just organize.
And they want to get this covered in time here, as now the closing the gaps coming through. This time it is Velez Hernandez who wins that 50-50. Now turning on the end line. Velez Hernandez across the face, and Siba Mayer was just a little bit deeper than expected on that delivery. Siba Mayer again. Pushing one through, deflected, still loose ball. Watson.
Get together, don't let her out of here. Don't let her out
Can they trap it? Can they trap it now? Siba Mayer trying to trap it. Closing down the gaps rather quickly, and that is kept in and out of play it goes, as Edwards was not able to keep that ball back.
Yeah, go. There it is.
And that's one back.
Yes.
Siba Mayer
What do you think?
back over. Vickers. And Trong Lee will try to give them a respite, but not that case, as it is Watson with it.
Good, that's fine.
And now Orange trying to really gain control. Edwards. Here is Gagne.
Good.
There is
There we go.
Hemyuk. Gagne, and that goes out of play, but a good string as the Orange staff very content with the Orange possession as pinging the ball around in that first half. Pushed up again. Now Orange chasing that ball back in their territory. And that will be diverted out of bounds by Gagne, and this will be a deep possession here for Blue. So it'll be a corner kick coming up here for Team Blue. As coming in is number 119 and Brianna Shea, along with Forster. And this will be now a corner kick come up here for Team Blue. Forster on duty. And we'll play short. And now it is Blue probing the way up ahead. And this will be last touch by Orange off the foot of Watson. And be another corner kick coming up for Team Blue. Could this corner kick be much more sumptuous and delicious? And that almost nearly had the finish effect. Orange on the clear out. Kept in this time by Russell.
I said you got probably about a minute and a half if you need to get up and move.
Theosimi again. And the delivery was not as smooth, and this will be back over to Orange. Playing the short route once again.
Stay here, Brooklyn. Don't run away from her. How do you combine, Brooklyn? How do you combine?
Sino. Can they get the ball back here? Theosimi at the circle edge, and now finding to the switch of play.
Yeah. Okay. We can try to work on that for later. Yeah, just like
Back in the open area once more. Shea closed down by Orange, and Orange trying to just regain some control as Stephen Mayer now in support, and that will go back out in the open space, and that will stop play. And this will be a throw in here for Team Blue. Shea on the side out. Shea again. And gliding their way back is Saka as she goes back to the corridor. And this will back over to Shea. Chapelot. Blue trying to regain some conversation of possession. And now Blue has evened that out, if not more than that. Aird, not as prominent as she was in the first game, now on ball. And that's swept away by Orange back out to the width of the pitch. And this Saka. The supply line, the connector going from one end to the other end. Watson on that. Saka closing down. And back over comes to game starting to take a little bit of as both teams being patient in terms of their attacking endeavors. Aird, who's now in the free flow. And McIntyre wins that battle. And this will result in a wholesale change. Gain control as Saka's on her right hip pocket. Stephen Mayer, Saka, and that will be safety first by Blue. Fresh legs coming on for Orange. And the same applied for Blue.
So you doing okay?
Blouin. And that will be rolling out of play, and this will be as both teams still 0-0 between taking possession for Blue, but Blue is able to relieve. Is now Siddle. Shea into the far post and tracking that.
Movement here, somebody centrally.
Finding its way up towards the, and that time Blue Ant as well. As Farrow now playing the top of the position. And that's one back by Blue. Here's Son. Payette. And closing down the gap is Chatelain. Will find its way towards the circle once again. Arscott. And that will stop play. And back on the free kick is Son.
I can't wait to find feet.
Now in. This could be the moment. And that was fizzed over, and will open it up momentarily to scud one out.
Go, get pressure, Charlie.
Closing the gap once more. And that ball trying to find Zabavinga, as Zabavinga did not get that cleanly coming from the foot of Bergen. And Zabavinga has got plenty of space, and that was a little too further out than expected.
Watch our outside back has that ball. Don't run away from her, right? Go in that inside lane so that we can combine with our outside player, okay? Good. Keep running pressure. Good. That's fine.
And that is going to go to play inside the tent, and this will be a throw-in for Orange.
That's fine.
Blue
Step
Ant.
together. Step ourselves up.
And the turning and the pirouetting, and this will be back out once more for a throw-in for Team Orange.
Saying it and then getting played out of it.
As we move towards the halfway point of this first half.
Outside of that.
As we're now with 9 left in this first half. And this will bring it back over to the far side. Siebenmeyer gliding her way through. Siebenmeyer again. Back over Ferraro.
Great numbers.
Ferraro still trying to go with it. And back out to the width of the pitch. A crossover. Another crossover. Chatelain trying to cross her way through. And unfortunately cannot cross by the Blue defending. Chatelain again wins that 50-50, and that is going to be a foul.
It's not getting eaten at the moment, so it's someone over from the cream cheese.
Team Blue ball.
That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Good.
Zabavinga. And a throw coming up here for Team Orange. Blue A. Here's Ferraro. Trying to find the outlet. Will go to the width and repelled away by the Blue corridor.
Can you draw up, like, you can use the whole page so you can see it. The part we were talking about.
Siebenmeyer will find his way towards Edwards. Edwards again. And that was caught in between her ankles. And this will be a throw in here coming up for Blue.
Because I want everybody, because obviously, like, it's great if one of the pieces understands it, but if they don't all know what I'm talking about.
back through. This is a good battle right here. Sayer against Zabavinga. Sayer gets it back.
Behind you. Good.
And we'll find the opening this time towards Nickel. And then it's closed down by Forster, and that is one back over towards Nickel. Nutmeg pass through the legs of Russell, and Blue to clean that up. And Forster is on her bike trying to get to that 50-50 ball. She does indeed. Now one player to beat coming down the left side. Looking shot, save, and the touch still alive and cleared away by Sayer. And this is starting to pick up here for Blue, starting to gain a little bit of traction. Orange had the control of the narrative for the last 15 minutes of play in possession. And now on their heels a little bit as Orange starting to feel a little bit of the heat. And that's connecting forward once more.
You got numbers advantage.
Châtelain. And back out to the near side. Blouin's got two options to her right. Will she pick up the right one? Blouin cutting, looking, waiting, looking still looking. No shot yet. Still going nowhere. And that was a cul-de-sac ending for Team Orange. Châtelain did not get that to where she wanted to be. And that will go out of play for a throw in here for Team Orange. Edwards.
Guys, movement.
And unfortunately for Edwards, the real estate was not in the proper area. And Ferraro took one off the face, and this will be a throw in here for Blue. Back over towards Orange it comes. It is Son who will win that back over. Nickel. Siebenmeyer. Châtelain. Siebenmeyer trying to get that around, and Châtelain does. Here is the delivery, and there's the cross right into the palms. And that will circumvent any threat from Orange.
That's fine, win it, good. Great numbers, you got 2v1.
Ferraro. Châtelain. The delivery, Siebenmeyer, and that just goes over the crossbar. And this will bring up a goal kick here as we're in the final 5 of this first half. Zabavinga. And this will be out of play for another throw coming up here for Ottawa. For Team Blue, that is. Zabavinga. Blue trying to now just kind of calm down the waters.
Good, Charlie, good. That's good pressure, Charlie. Well done.
As Payette will find the opening to work with.
Justine, just be aware of her.
And that is one back by Châtelain. And pushed out by Blue, and this will be a throw in for Orange. Pushed back by Siebenmeyer. To the final third we go, and this is still in play, and it'll be rolling out of play. The corner kick coming up for Team Orange. It'll be Orange's first corner kick in this late stages of this first half. Could it be one last roll of the dice? Siebenmeyer, the corner kick taker. The left footer, looking for the in-swinger.
Yeah, that space. Yep. There you go. Anything that pops
An overload to the near post for Siebenmeyer. Good ball through a maze of legs and arms. Still out there. Siebenmeyer again, part 2. And that was missing a flick on net by Orange. There's the flick. There's a rappel. Still going. Still inside the box.
Keep it in here, Orange. Come on, keep it in.
Pressure on. Putting the squeeze of the vice grip on this sequence here for Orange. And Blue will be able to alleviate the danger for them momentarily. And it's Orange back on the go. Siebenmeyer is really gliding their way through. Back out to Châtelain. The delivery. And that is an own goal. Heart and mouth moment for Blue. And that results in a 1-0 lead for Orange. And Orange was rewarded for their pressure. And now they're up 1 with about a minute and a half left in this first half. And perhaps pondering the scenario that Blue might be having some leggy moments because of the fact they're playing the second consecutive game under the sun, that the fresher legs of Orange proved rich on that finish.
Justine, you can step a little. We're in possession. Go ahead, step in here. There you go.
Siebenmeier.
Maite, stretch the width. Stretch the width.
Sky up in the air, back out to the open space it comes. To the circle it goes. Here's Blue. Could they find maybe one last roll of the dice in their favor as they cleared out by Orange? As Châtelain will just let that chill out and wait for the throw and come up here for Team Blue.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like touchline, but yeah.
And that is it. At the end of the first half, 1-0 lead, own goal by Blue. Orange up. Welcome back here to the second half. Own goal by Blue. Orange now looking to defend its lead and
Yes, that's a great
get things going forward here once more. Coming through once again, it is going to be Blue's own Saka. Back over to the corridor it comes towards Shea. Saka along with Chapelot. Bring it back towards the center of the park. Orange just trying to get their bearings back in place, and it is back over to Blue once more.
Coming this way, good. That's fine.
Russell.
That's all you gotta do.
Forster.
Good. Cover inside. Cover inside.
And that is cleared away, swept away by McIntyre.
Yep, you're good.
And this will bring up a throw in here for Team Blue here with early days here in the second half. As right now for Blue, trying to just regain the lost goal that they were exposed on the own goal. And now it'll be Orange throwing coming up for Olivier Gagné. Olivier Gagné trying to find the opening here to see what's out there. And we'll find instead the cranial positioning of Saka. So again, Gagné will have a second attempt at that once more. Velez Hernandez. Aired out there trying to close off Gagné. That's whisked away by McIntyre.
Numbers up, yeah, create your numbers.
And now numbers are flooding forward for Orange. And now they're trying to get themselves through.
Yeah.
Here's the through ball. Could this be a chance for goal number 2? And that was nearly created as Velez Hernandez got the pass from Ferraro. And this will bring up now. Good endeavor by Orange. Saka. Milena Saka, that is. Here's Chapelot. And there's the other Saka. And Saka just seeing what's out there. Milena Saka now with it once more, and that is sent wide. Trying to find Forster on the go, and this will be back over towards Team Orange. Saka.
Good. Love it. Good battle.
And Saka going arm in arm, toe to toe with Velez Hernandez. Throwing coming up here for Gagné. Free kick coming up for Gagné, looking for options to work with. Short route instead towards McIntyre.
Oh, that's fine. Good.
Velez Hernandez. Aired. Airs through ball. Does not find the right curve on the pass. Forster back with it. Forster closed off once more.
No, Olive's in the front line. It's Malia's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Olive's putting.
Aired.
So this winger. So Christelle, that's you.
Here's Forster.
Into that space.
Could this be the chance? They won't fancy that shot. Back out towards the width of the pitch. Delivered inside the box. And that will find its way towards the width and wide to the left.
A little bit panicky there.
Yeah.
Blue showing a bit more charisma on that possession. And now that brings up a goal kick for Orange.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
With the person over.
You attract enough.
Yeah. Like that's not ideal, but
Well,
not working.
you have to do it enough for them to stop leaving that
Yes.
space.
Yes.
Yeah, look, this is back full.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's 4-3.
Yeah. It's a matter of inviting. You know. Okay, now you drop. Now I got the space to play. Yeah. Secondary movement. Secondary movement.
And now back into live action we go. Blue back on the front foot. Showing a bit of a second wind in this start of the second half. Here is Saka again. 3-on-2 for Blue. Saka finds Aird. Aird still with it. Aird going with it. Could this be 1-1? And wide. And sitter right there for Aird, and that time did not get the poacher's finish on that potential tying goal.
We just gotta like, check the ball. You know what I mean? Because now we're just dumping big balls, which is not how we were playing the first time.
And this is now back out of play as Broad lets that roll out of play for a throw in here for Team Orange. Sino.
So those in the back line there, just be careful.
Sacco. Still in possession of Orange. Orange just trying to take the sting out of this game with Blue trying to find its wind here in this second half. Sacco again. Sacco still with it as she now diverts her way towards the corridor. Russell and the close down by Velez Hernandez. Sacco. Now the pressure, and that forces a turnover. Chatelain timed it up perfectly, and this will be a throw-in coming up here for Orange.
Yeah, go stretch them a little. There you go, in between them. There it is. Simple. How do we move in supporter? How do we move in supporter?
Back out to the open area. That's a giveaway. Saka back with it. They have a 4-on-3 to work with Aird. Forster, open space on the left side. Forster coming in. Close down, the low daisy cutter pass, still finding its way through and in for one, and now it is a 1-1 game as Blue has been rewarded on that finish, and that is a mighty goal for Blue to get that here early in the second half. And that opening got it to Forster, and Forster had plenty of time and found the right pass to make, and now it's a 1-1 game with about 24 minutes left to go. And that was scored by Sienna Romeo. And a 1-1 game. And back to parity we go.
Orange, we got to get back to connecting here. Support each other.
Sino. Back out. Could this now be a chance for Blue to get themselves a second goal? And this will be back over as cleared away by Gagne to kind of calm down the nerves for Blue, because
one coming to you.
For Orange, that is, because Blue has really picked it up as
Orange, we got to show
Sacco deferred back towards her teammates.
All right, show for it first. Jenna.
And Sangle tried it again for Team Blue. Aird. Saka. Forster. Nice interplay by both, and that will be taken away by Orange, as Orange trying to get themselves a bit of
show feet.
alleviation in terms of the stress levels put in by Blue towards Orange. And now this could be a moment here for Orange. Orange coming up to the left side. They have 5 to work with to the right of the flow. Back into this box it comes. Here is Chatelain. Still in the box. The shot, and out just wide right. And that was a good-looking development of the play from one end to the other end. But unfortunately for Sino, did not get that finish, just missing the near post by inches.
All right, just a little bit more depth. Here we go, Orange. Yeah, somebody's got to go.
Saka, that takes a ricochet right to the feet of Filion. Back over towards Sino. Blocked. Filion from distance. And in. A top drawer finish and a 2-1 lead. Hannah Filion restores lead for Orange. And they came up with a strong response. And now Blues chasing this game down 2-1. With 20 minutes left in this matchup. And Aird will have this moving forward again for Team Blue. And perhaps the dark arts of football will be required by blue to get themselves a tying goal. Again, they're playing their second consecutive game, so the legs might be sapping away here and become very leggy in this final 20 minutes or so left in this game.
You're fine. You're good. She can mark her. You don't have to get on the line.
Moved up ahead. Orange still with it. And turning around is Edwards. Edwards again.
Yep, go get it. One's coming.
And that takes a ricochet in favor of blue. Still in blue's possession.
Get to that
One
ball.
back over.
Good.
And blue starting to really put the pressure points on orange. And trying to get the way out of that harm's way is Châtelain.
Gotta be support now.
And that is cleared away by Gagne and still kept in by blue off the ricochet once more. Bergen, whistle, foul, free kick coming up.
None needs to be. Yeah.
No.
And with now on the ball will be Bergen from a long range attempt. Played up towards the far side. And now gliding the way up ahead is Edwards. And now a chance here for orange. Velez Hernandez. Not shy for the shots here. And that will bring up a chance for blue to kind of calm things down here as Zabavinga. Gagne. Zabavinga will let that roll at play, and this will be another throw coming up here for Team Orange. And coming into the game will be Marika Chapelot once more, and going off Brianne Shea. Châtelain. And that goes off the face, stinking Filion, the goal scorer. And now a chance for orange. They are deep on the edge. Takes another rebound. Ricochet. Watson can't get to that. And Filion taking away that pass. Filion trying to win that ball back. And now in a strong bout with Sang. And this will be a whistle, and this will be a foul. Sang will be the one who will be the winner of that foul call against Filion. Free kick for blue. It'll be a Russell on that ball. Payet. Vickers.
Organize centrally.
Up towards the far side, and now it is blue trying to chase this around. Orange now trying to just kind of take the sting out from the blue tail, as they now have controlled the narrative for the last 4 or 5 minutes of play, especially before and after the goal by orange. And that goes out of play. And coming into the game be Forster. And going off will be Romeo. Thanks, throwing.
Get in there. Good. Go ahead together. Step our line together.
Back towards with Broad trying to get that through, and that's one back by Orange. Here comes Orange. Could this be a chance now to extend this lead? And not that time.
Second.
Played through, and that is a little further out for the liking of Châtelain, and a throw in for Sang. Payet. Another long ball down the right flank, and that's too far out to the liking of blue. Throwing coming up here for Team Orange.
Yeah, refs up.
2-1 lead, and now we see more changes coming in for Team Orange.
Malia, stay. Anna, stay.
As we're in the final quarter of an hour.
Yep. Malia, just drop to the 6. Anna, stay up front. Door, please. Feeling okay still? I see something.
And one more change coming off for Orange. That will be Edwards coming off for Team Orange.
Yeah, I'm like you guys can I'm so across the front seat. However you want to line yourself up. So generally I know Alyssa.
And a strong turn. Siebenmeyer has got a 2-on-1 for Orange. Options abound to the right. Siebenmeyer will take it towards the end line, saving it, and just not get the right touch on that ball as she had Masudas out there as well, along with Ferraro, who are all running down the pitch, looking for that moment of glory. Played up towards there. The far side it comes. Aired. Not much from her in the second half. Rather quiet, playing a little deeper than before. Forster. And now it is Blue on the go. Forster's got a breakaway. Could this now be 2-2 to make it 2-2? And it is 2-2. Forster's second goal in the last 2 games. And now it is a 2-2 game between Orange and Blue. And back to a new chapter here with these two teams going at it, as Forster finding her sea legs in the second half of this matchup. So 2-2 game. And back with it is Orange. Orange has led in style points in terms of the domination of possession and shots and overall outpointing Blue, but Blue has got it back to 2-2. Remember, Blue had an own goal, so in theory, it's really 2-1 if you take away the own goal from Blue. Aired, and that is repelled away out of bounds as Orange on their heels and Blue on their toes for their going here.
So at the 6, you wanted me to play a lot more centrally.
Just a touch deeper.
So deeper, more.
Just a little bit. So when we get going forward, we want you to be
Both teams taking their time here. Again, it's a very hot day on this Wednesday afternoon. Blue just siphoning that ball away from Orange. Back out to the open space for Team Blue. With it is Russell. And they're just going to re-rack and get this organized once more. Force forward. And that takes a ricochet again.
Yep, all the way, all the way.
And Ferraro's dump down towards the far line. Masudas is now on the go. And that will go out for a benefit of Orange, as Orange now is starting to pick up their pace in the second half. As we move towards the final 10 of this matchup. And Ferraro will have a deep throw-in from the final third.
Yes, Malia, separate yourself. Yep. Right space, you got Malia.
And that went through its maze of legs. And that will be
Just gotta find him.
a determination that now it will be a corner kick here for Siebenmeyer. And she was the spark plug to start off this game, Siebenmeyer, and we'll see if she can come up with the finish of effect here in the second half. The left footer. Going short side, and that is cleared away by the head of Russell.
Yep, recycle.
Back over,
Yes.
Nickel. Trying to stretch out the blue
Just keep
formation.
it. That's fine. Just keep it.
Back over towards
Yes, I love it.
Blouin. To the far side it comes.
Now we're not chasing. You can have a little bit of a breather.
Blue Wang again.
Yes, Madison. Good spacing, Madison.
And that will find the near post, and that will...
That's a good support, Madison.
I'll do the work. I'll do the work. I have 90 minutes to finish.
As 4 players now come in for Team Blue, bringing some fresh legs for their last run of day. This is their final minutes here. This is their last game on day 2. And then we'll have the last game up. And after that, between Team Orange, the 2 Team Oranges, but someone's going to wear blue, of course. Throwing now for Team Blue. One back towards the near side. There is Siebenmeyer. And that is cleaned away by Blue. Still going forward. It was Blue-Orange. Ferraro. Siebenmeyer. Bamboozling 2. Across the 6. And that was a good lively football by Orange on that sequence. And probably their best effort so far in the second half.
Yep, just be aware of that one wide. Does somebody know? Yeah, go ahead, Alyssa. Go ahead. Yep, right there's good.
Yeah, good. We win it.
And Saka will get bounced off that ball by Châtelain. It'll be Orange throwing here for the team in citrus colors.
Yes, Charlie, good poke.
Siebenmeyer. And that's forced away by Bergen. And that will be played back out towards the keeper. And back up forward once more.
Yep, secondary pressure.
Blue, Ferraro. Ferraro again. Ferraro still with it. Is able to maze her way out of that sea of blue. Towards the width. Masudas. Siebenmeyer. Ferraro. Ferraro again. Siebenmeyer. Masudas. Siebenmeyer taking the scenic route as she now goes around as Air try to get that off the ricochet. Back out it comes. And unfortunately for Son, did not get that with a lightest touch. It was rather heavy on her foot. And this will be back over towards Team Blue. Bergen. Hemenuk. And towards the near side, Sino will get that taken away from her feet.
Yeah, put your foot on it, see. What do we got?
Ferraro again.
Good, keep it. Connect to feet, connect to feet.
Masudas will let that roll out of play.
Malia, we doing okay? Yep, just fine. See her coming in behind. Good. Love the tuck. Good.
That's forced out this time. Sayer. Aired. Trying to just get going in the second half. Has been held in park for the majority of this game. Again, playing her second consecutive game. And that is tripped over, and that will be a foul, and this will be a free kick and a blue opportunity now. As we're now in the final 10 minutes of play in the second half.
Brooklyn.
5 minutes to play in the second half. I beg your pardon.
Between. Make sure, yep. If she comes, then move.
And we have one more game to go on day 2 before FTF moves to the East Coast, Halifax, Nova Scotia, the destination for the next event for
Nice,
FTF.
I love it. Yep. Yep. Changes it. Good. Here we go, Orange.
2-person wall for Orange. And now a chance for Blue to maybe get one last gasp of a goal. Header, aired, smooth. The geometry was perfect, and Aird, who was quiet, comes up with the goal. 3-2 lead for Blue. And this could be another late drama moment here for Blue, as they did the exact same thing in the first game against the other Orange team and do the exact same thing now, up by a score of 3-2 with a little Sioux action celebration to work with. So what does Orange have now in their bag of tricks? Less than 4 to go, and a chance now to get themselves maybe one last gasp of an equalizer. Siva Mayer, Masudas, Ferraro trailing. And this will be out of play, and this will be back over towards Team Orange. Hemeniuk aired right there to intercept that pass, and now she's on the go. Finding his way through. And for Saka, just couldn't get that out of her feet, couldn't get that sorted out of her feet, as they will be back over towards Blue, towards Orange. Masudas. And this will go out of play, and this will now be a throw coming up here for Team Blue. Bergen. Ferraro. Siba Mayer. Try to slither her way past 2 Blue players, but couldn't get that through on the final resistance. And that's one back by Blue, out of play by Blue, and this will be back for Orange on the throw and coming up for Ferraro. Ferraro's throwing. Gets the return from Siba Mayer. A chance now perhaps for Blue to get an icing finish on this cake of a goal. They're up 3-2. And they had an own goal in the first half, so really 3-1 when you look at the totality of the proper goals in this game.
Yes, good challenge.
And that's forced through again. Masudas shot deflected away. Ferraro in support. This might be their last one, if not 2 chances left in this game to find that equalizer. Coming through again to the far side it goes. And this will find its way through, and this will be back out towards Blue, and they can just take their time dumping that ball away. Try and kill off valuable seconds left in this match with less than 2 to go. And there's openings here. This is a chance, 4-on-2 for Orange. Châtelain into the box and into the hands of the keeper. And Blue will get the victory here, 3-2 over Orange. Stay tuned for the next game coming up in the next 5 minutes. Welcome back here. 2. So blue 3 against orange 2 as we get underway here in this
Good, supporter.
situation here. As again, it has been quite the effort from both teams. And for this situation now, someone played 2 games in a row, and this will be the last of the bunch here before they move on to Halifax. Orange 3 against blue 2.
You got one more game.
Orange 2 against blue 3. I beg your pardon. It's Orange 2 against blue 3 confirmed. We had to get that cleared up here, but right now we're back into play again here. Blue 3 had a good first game of the morning session, and now it is Rousseau who will try to take that away. Coming through towards the far side. Sino. Sino around Rousseau and cleaning it up with ease is Jenna Rousseau. And back out to the width it comes. And now a race is on. The foot race is won by blue. Can they get this into the box? One inside the 6. Trailing through is Hippolyte, and this will find for Team Blue inside the orange territory. And now blue is barging forward, and that was stymied in the nick of time by Hamnick, and now Hamnick has options to work with, and this is the far option, won back by Rousseau. Here is Sino. Off of Rousseau's shoulder. Rousseau lost track of the ball. Sino gets that second place in that finish, and this will be back over to Edwards. Hamnick.
Yep, wider.
Vickers.
Create the angle.
Edwards again.
That's fine. Good. Now you get a little bit wider again. Create some space. Midfield, this is where you
And now the space creation has to be done by Orange.
Yes.
And they will find it open here. Sneaking the way through is Velez Hernandez at the controls. Around 1. Velez Hernandez is now picking up this agenda, going towards the near side, pushed off by Hippolyte.
good.
And around Rousseau comes into the final third it goes. Vickers. Opening. Shot. Well repelled off and into the hands as Mayer was very close to making it a 1-0 lead. It's gone from sparks to fireworks for the early 2-3 minutes of play here in this first half. Another long range, and that finds its way back over towards blue, and this time it's at the feet of Abby White. It's a missed kick by Bouchard. Back towards the near side and now into the open area. As blue and orange have played 1 game each. Orange have played their second consecutive game. Blue had the hour off, and this will be their final game of the session along with orange, and will be wrapped up here after this game. Overcast. It was very hot and stifling heat, but now we're having a nice breeze, which will help in terms of the humidity being a little bit less than before. But right now for Team Blue, just trying to get themselves reacclimated with this field here. Corner kick for Orange, or now be thrown, I beg your pardon. Velez Hernandez losing that to Rousseau. Velez Hernandez will have another chance.
That might be a quick cut out wide just to
Sino.
needs a one-time bell back.
And this will go out again for another throw-in for Team Orange.
You reconnect. Put it under pressure in there.
Popped up in the air once more.
Yep, pressure, pressure, pressure. Good.
And that's quick feet from Rousseau.
There we go.
And launched forward.
You win this ball.
And 2 orange players, as they have plenty of time to work with. It is Gagne that will defer back over. Here is Hamanuk with it. Or Edwards, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
And Rousseau right there to take away that chance for orange. Back out to the front foot. This is now towards Cooper. Cooper, first touch was heavy. Second touch was non-existent. And she recovers on the third touch. And now trying to get around Edwards. And this will be a goal kick instead for Team Orange.
And a good work right to get here. Well done.
Orange. That's launched forward, and then that will be a throw-in for Team Blue. Slow roller, and that's taken away by Orange. Well read by Velez Hernandez. And trying to box the way up ahead is Masudas. Siba Mayer was a little bit far off from the Masudas pass, and now it will be a throw coming up here for Team Orange. And that was slick on that maneuvering. Edwards. Rousseau. Played back out. Edwards right there. It goes right by one player, and now it is back over to Blue.
Relax. Keep the ball. Keep the ball. Yes.
And Orange back forward towards the near side.
Sophie, show. Don't run away. 2v1. 2v1.
Sino. Velez Hernandez. And this will find its way towards the end line out of play. And this will go out of bounds towards a goal kick coming up here for Team Blue. Cameraman Will wearing a black shirt on a hot day, which is unexplainable. Due on the field as we had some highlight goals. The Rousseau lost her vision and balance on that, and now we'll have a switch of play. It's right there to erase that threat.
Well done. Reset.
Vickers. Gagne.
Towards her, but still that's where the space is. Even if she just dumps.
One back towards the Vickers foot, and that is going to find its. And this will roll out for. As we move towards the next phase here, and the first words has been absolutely everywhere for the Team Orange. Sino. Rousseau knocking it off. Being closed down by Velez Hernandez. Finding its way up ahead towards the far side, and that will go out towards the near side. And a throw in here for Rousseau. Rousseau.
Force it back. Force it back. Force it back. Love it.
Rousseau got caught. And here is Velez Hernandez, and Rousseau will make up for the recovery as that ball is repelled out of bounds. And it appears that Hemnick will come in.
Sir, can we stop?
And Filion will come in. Will come in. So this will be a chance now for Team Orange with a corner kick coming in from the far side. From the near side, I beg your pardon. We'll see how this plays out for them. And the header over a plethora of heads, both sides. That's blocked off. Vickers. And brought back towards the near center park, Gagne. And that is a go for Team Blue. They have maybe the angles to work with, and that was unfortunate for them as Bouchard just did not have the zest required on that run. Back over. Pushed away. Vickers. And now a chance for White gliding her way through. This could be the moment here, and that's 1-0. Abby White with the first goal as she slaloms her way through and gets the first goal for Team Blue. And they have a 1-0 lead here.
Just a little bit of an adjustment.
with 20 to go in this first half to the left. What does Orange now have as they are trailing again? Trailed late in the second half of their opening game, and now trailing early in this first half of their second game. Edwards. And Russo, the right back. Back out to the open space. White's delivery, and that will find. Here's Blue. And a routine save on that. As we move into now to the next 10 minutes of action. Sino.
Yeah, Madison, you can show that.
Sino.
Just maybe a step or two.
Finding Siebenmeyer. Sino again. And to the edge. Siebenmeyer will get it now on the edge of the box. Trying to turn and get the corner. She does. That ball is repelled away. And that will go out of bounds for what will be a throw-in coming up here for Team Orange. And that's will be out of play once again, and this will now be a goal kick coming up here for Team Blue.
All right, let's get you guys in here. Yep, that's us. Let's go grab it.
See a wholesale change. That's about 5-6 players for Orange coming in, leaving as well to bring in the fresh legs for the second part of this first half.
Brooklyn, Ava, Sophie, come on. What's wrong?
Is all off?
So wholesale changes. Then we have a corner kick coming in from the far side by Filion, who scored, making 3 Orange players inside the 6. Outswinging coming up for the Orange, and that's repelled away. Loose ball, and that goes right back in. And that was a stinger of a corner kick here, and this will now. And now this falls in the benefit of Blue. Forced out towards the edge of the 18. Still nothing going yet. Well defended by Blouin. Back out, and disaster averted for Orange because it was a lot of blue arrows moving forward. And they'll have a few more subs back on that. Buzzworthy first game, and now it is Meyer back on. And that goes in for 1-1. Shooter's touch, shooter's bounce, and a shooter's finish. With 15 left to go in this first half. And this will now be a chance for Blue. What is in their bucket and then gain this game back forward here. And Blue. And this is now a chance for Orange. They have really picked it up the last. Cooper. Try to get that one through towards Hippolyte. And this goes back over to Orange. Chatelain. Chatelain chasing it, and now we'll defer towards Son. Son trying to find out the outlets to work with, and she does in the middle of the park. Filion. Take a drive through towards the blue territory and still nickel with it. Still with it. And not a free throw, but a throw in here for team. Free kick, not free throw or throw in. And that's pushed back. As energized legs coming in from Siba Mayer, going wide as Crystal Chatelain was also in the neighborhood. And this is in Blue End's victory lap. Back on. And that is nullified by Blue. And a chance here for Blue. Sharp angle, and that is wide. And just didn't get the right. Another short goal kick. And here's a chance from distance. A sigh of relief for Team Orange. Open play again. And towards the near side. Top legs are like gold out here. Well, the ball got repelled away because it would hit the tripod, and it would have been problems for all of us. And right now, we're trying to create a problem with this. Chatelain back with it, trying to circle around, and is the effervescent Gauthier. Gauthier around one. Gauthier's pass into the 6. And Champagne football at its finest on the feed from Gauthier and on the finish coming through by Bouchard. And it's now all of a sudden 2-1 for Blue. 2 goals by Blue. 10 minutes left in this first half, and Orange has all the work to do, chasing this game once again. And that is what we call a chance here for Blue to come through again. Up forward once more, and that's a loose touch. And here is Chatelain again with it. And that will be back into the palms of the keeper, and this will go back in. So 10 left in this first half. And back over it comes. Gliding the way through. Blouin. And this will fly towards the edge of the 18. And that will miss by Ferraro. Ferraro did not get a clean hit on that. Back. Masuras. And that will end that for this to. And this will be back out towards the edge of the box. Blue calmly towards it. Kusari. And here is Trong Li. Siba Mayer. Back towards and recover their bearings, which they do indeed. And the turn coming from Cooper.
There we go.
And this would be Orange. And this time will be the throw-in coming. Masudas will not get to it, and this will be back over towards Orange. Edwards. Masudas. And this will find its way towards Gauthier. Gauthier seen the crime. Can she go 2 for 2? Gauthier will do so. Ariane Robin made that play spectacular. Against the grain she went, and now it is a 3-1 lead for.
Focus on the pokes. Disrupt, right? Tackle's less important. At least disrupt.
And Orange right now maybe feeling the back forward towards Orange. Filio. Push back towards Edwards, and this is now Son who's on it, and this is a long range 3-1 lead for Blue. Get themselves forward. Find its way through. Blue's got options to work with, and here they come. With it again is Cooper. Cooper bouncing off Cooper, and that is pushed out. And this will be another opportunity for Blue. They have looked more livelier in this matchup than Orange has, but that is an indicator. Put up ahead. Ferraro can't get to it. And Blue almost like a power play as they just re-rack and recycle and just bike, but there's not enough speed on that as right there. Teams to get their last for them to prolong and extend their, and Blue didn't. The far side out of play. As you have less than 4 to go in this first half. Blouin. And Wall. There to make it a 3-2 lead. Now it's far post. Forward, deflected. And that's out of play for Blue, but they now have and this will back up. Blouin back with it. And that will roll right towards for Team Blue. Bouchard. Masudas, and back to the keeper we go.
Numbers up, numbers
And
up.
Son's got numbers forward. It's a 4-on-3. This could be a 5-on-3.
Come on, Charlie.
And it is back over to Mayer. And that will be that. End of the first half. Stay tuned. Welcome back here, second half action, as we are now in the final 30 over Orange. And now Orange trying to get themselves back in playing the second consecutive game. And that will find its way towards. And here's a chance for blue coming through, and that will be repelled away back into the. And it is back towards Team Blue, and this time at the feet of Glean. Glean had a good active first half, senior action in the second half of the second game. And here's the goal scorer in Abby White. And here is White. And not the most ideal scenario, but nonetheless, though. And they'll quickly play this corner kick short. Back over. Here's Rousseau. And second bite for Rousseau. And the toe poke just wide to the left. And this will be back towards a goal kick for Team Orange. And back towards the keeper comes. And White goes off for a back heel, blowing right to the recover. Way towards the near side. Blouin. Back over. And there's a chance for Ferraro. And finding its way towards the near side. And this is a chance here for Blue to get going as they have Hippolyte on the left side of the pitch. Hippolyte again. Still Hippolyte. White. A chance for goal number 4. And the shot and the finish is wide, and now it's become a shooting gallery for Blue. They have definitely controlled the narrative in this matchup here in this early part of the second half. And if this is the whole serve, Blue will be on their way to another win at this juncture of the game. And now a chance for Blue, and that is another chance. That goes wide left. 3 shots wide left, and this could easily be a 6-1, 7-1 game. And this will be a goal kick instead for Team Orange. Back towards the near post it goes. Chatelain trying to get that through, and this will be back out to Blouin. Blouin now will take a scenic ride towards Fideo. And back towards Fideo. That's a giveaway. Heavy touch. Finding its way through towards the width of the pitch. Bouchard extends it out to the width. Numbers forward, 5 to be exact, for Blue inside the 18. There's a shot, and that's off the near post and off. And right now, the keeper has done a wonderful job keeping this game at bay. And for Abigail Lassard, she might be in the ice bath tomorrow morning with the number of shots she's endured in this early part of the second half. Slow roller, and this is a chance for Blue. Still with it. They are pressing, they're asking questions, and that is pushed away again by Orange. Right now, Orange just enduring this moment here and just not enjoying the moment as they wish they do so. Butler in the game for Team Blue. Clouds now hanging over, a lot cooler than before. It was a very hot start to this event today, and now it's a much more comfortable event.
How are we feeling? Good. Able to continue?
She said I shouldn't.
Okay, that's fine. Just make sure we got you. Okay.
Rousseau's delivery. And this will be offside, and unfortunately for Bouchard, a shoulder length ahead of the line, and that will be Orange possession going forward. Sayre on ball. Rousseau deflected over. Ferraro can't win that 50-50. That's one back by Blue. And now going forward here, Glean couldn't get that. Sino. And rolling out for a throw coming up for Team Blue. Clark. Glean again. Rousseau. And this is one over by Orange. Could they find one goal to bring a little bit more twitch and jeopardy as Velez Hernandez couldn't keep the possession cleanly? A long delivery and nothing but Orange. Blouin. Chatelain. Here's Ferraro on the go in a 1v1, and that is cut off by Clark. And back towards Sino. And this will be benefit Orange. And Blue now will have to get themselves reorganized and get this figured out. Free kick on the edge of the box. And who will have the honors to take it for Team Orange? It appears it will be Chatelain, who is on the ball, two-person wall. There's an overload to the back post for Orange and Blue. And can she get past the first line of the obstacle of the two-person wall, which will be moved back by 2 more yards to make it a 10-yard gap? And now a free kick coming up here for Team Orange. Chatelain. Back post. 3-2 lead. The overload paid off, and the goal comes through. Olivier Gagné on the goal. Got her right foot out, and deflection off the correct toenail. And it's a 3-2 lead. With 20 minutes left in this game. So the first moment here, it comes through big. And could they find another goal as they have found life in their legs? They were very leggy for a good 15, 20 minutes of this game, and now they have found that second wind. Still with it, Butler. Pushing forward once more. And that's played down low. The goal scorer, Gagné. And it is back over to Blue, and that will be a whistle, and this will be a foul, as it appeared for the moment that it was going to be Dearborn who was going to have a free release. And a free kick for Team Orange. Filion on the ball from the center stripe. Played back out to the end line and right into the keeper's hands, and we'll see what Greg Sutton puts as a formation out there. Maybe a 4-2-4, perhaps. High press. Blue trying to now add an insurance policy. Up by a score 3-2. They'll have to add a bit of gloss. And this will find its way towards the end line, kept alive momentarily by Blouin. And a throw in here for Rousseau. Rousseau trying to take a scenic route here with that throw in coming in towards Bouchard. And the ball still up in the air, still going. still happening out there. And this will be back towards another corner kick here for Team Blue. The delivery, far post, overload, header, and that is just wide. Just wide, and this will be back over towards Team Orange. And brought back towards the near side. Here's a chance. There's a chance. And that is lightly received by the shot from Butler. Blue has been pushing for a fourth goal. Orange scored the second goal. And a little bit more excitement now. Glean can get that. And now here's a chance. Sino will get that pushed away, repelled away by Clark. And that was a too heavy touch. And that will carry on. And one back towards Hippolyte. White. Another ricochet off. Clark. Here's Vickers. Velez Hernandez. Clark again. Now we'll take a stroll upfield. Open up the game with the first goal. Sun starting to peer out again as it was. And that was a stinger. And in for that goal. And this a 4-2 lead. Keeper had it. And this rolled in. The interval on that ball was going inwards, not outwards. And that is a goal that makes it a 4-2 lead for Team Blue. With 17 left in this game. And that goal scored by Elizabeth Bouchard. Russo. And that's taken away by Orange. But you have to think now, does Orange have another tank of energy reserves to work with them now down by 2 goals? Russo, whose dad played for Concordia football years ago, now the right back for Team Blue. Bluen now with it. Filio, that is, beg your pardon. Open space to work with from Ferraro. Chatelain. Ferraro. Ferraro knocked off by Butler. And that will be tracked rather easily. As the sun has now made an introduction again and is quite hot with the sun out once more. Glean. Clark. Hippolyte on the return. And that was a little too far out. And so now we see a slew of changes as everyone comes in, everyone goes off. And the last roll here with these teams going at it once again. Glean is playing through 2 orange shirts. Cabo Ferdano in the game. And here she is on ball. Russo. played back up ahead, and now it's the open space. It goes towards the team in blue. Glean will take it over as she will twist and turn. Capofredano. Back towards the open space, and that is going to bring it towards blue. Here's a chance here. Can they make it 5 goals? And that is a race towards the corner line, and this is towards the edge of the six. The edge of the 6, that is. Russo on the one-hop track. Ferraro right there. And this will be a throw-in coming up here, as now we have a wholesale change of blue players coming through. As we're now in the final 15 of this game. Final 13. I was off by 2 minutes. I was looking at the sun trying to see where we're at, and the the eyes of mine have worked out well with the sun. So 13 minutes left to go. It's a 4-2 lead for blue over orange. Could orange pull off the term of the great escape, a smash and grab to maybe get 2 without reply from blue? But blue has looked like they are the more fresher of the 2 teams at this point of this event. And now for orange, we'll see what they can come up in this final sequence of minutes left in this matchup. Back forward, and the daisy cutter pass nowhere near to be found. Blue back with it. Here's a long range, and that is over. Butler, wide eyes. That was a wide shot. Here's Masudas, and Glean with a slide tackle of authority, stamping her approval on that finish. And they'll have to move it back by a few yards, as Edwards was maybe 2 yards ahead of the curve. So part 2 for Edwards. And unfortunately, heavy touch for Masudas. One back towards Butler. And Masudas will get that towards her teammate and Siba Mayer. Switch of play, and that was well read on the play by blue. Towards the near side it comes. It is Gagne who was the goal scorer to make it a 3-2 lead at the time. And now towards the end. Here's a circle. The toe poke. And Siba Mayer right there to calmly take that away, as lurking was Gauthier. Gauthier again. Gauthier. Fizzer of a left footer. The one touch not there from Son. Back towards Gauthier again. Gauthier looking, waiting, caught in 2 minds. And that is threaded away by Son. And here's a chance for blue. Could this be goal number 5? And it is indeed 5-2 lead with 10 to go in this game. And this is all but a wrap up here for Team Blue's win over Orange. And this will now be that here from South Shore. See you, Mayer. Vickers. 5-2 lead, and perhaps expected given that, again, Orange playing their second consecutive game in the midday heat. Blue having a break as they opened up the day. And now Orange showing one last jolt of energy, and they will get the jolt of the goal, and this makes it a 5-3 game. So high-scoring game with these two teams going at it right now. And that will bring it up to a 5-3 lead for Team Blue. That will be that for now, as this has now become a real scoring fest of goals here. And this now will be a chance here for Team Blue to maybe get one more goal just to ease any more threat from Orange. As we're now in the final 8 minutes of this game here from South Shore. Vickers. Back towards the end. White. And this will be forced out of play, and this will now be a throw and come up here for Team Orange, as this will be at the feet of Olivier Gagné, again, who scored the second goal for Orange. Vickers. Back towards the center of the circle, and that is walled off this time by Edwards. Edwards with a push, and this will be a foul, and this will be a free kick for Gauthier. And that will roll out, and this will bring it up towards a goal kick here for Team Orange. Final 7 minutes left in this game, and quite the ending here as we're wrapping up. They'll head east to Halifax for the next FTF event, and the one hit, and that's a save. It was a clear, direct line coming through, but that time for Bouchard did not get the required fizz on that finish. Back towards the end of the pitch, and this is going to go towards the byline. Blouin. And don't forget to tune into the men's side. They'll have a couple more games left on their draw. 2 more to be exact. It'll be the next FTF event. Head on by at FTF Canada on Instagram, Facebook. And they'll have a couple more events. This is the busiest season for here in Canada for FTF. They are coast to coast. Toronto, Vancouver, Halifax, Montreal, points in between. And a lot of kids from this event across Canada get looks from schools north and south of the border, male and female. Up towards there, and this is kept in by Gioia. And gliding their way through, and this will be out of play, and this now will be a throw coming up here for Team Orange. 5 left in this matchup. One back towards Orange. And that will be out for Gagné, and this will be towards Blue, as we're now less than 5 away from conclusion of this matchup. One back by Son. And back towards Gauthier. Bouchard tried to one-hit that one. The spectacular coming off the foot of Trung Lee. And here is a chance for Trung Lee, and that is blocked by Son. And calmly towards the center back of Maras. And that is what is right now for Blue. In complete control of the narrative. Stitching together some passes and just trying to finish off for these girls here who will go back to their respective schools, clubs in Canada, and finish off their summer season towards the fall, and then next year hopefully gain the looks or two from the schools in the university ranks. Back towards Trung Lee. 3-on-2, 4-on-2, and picked the wrong option. Edwards right there to erase that, and here's a chance for Gauthier. Gauthier will slice it over. And that will stop that with 3 left in this matchup. Towards the width it comes. Vickers, a long pass through and right into the keeper's hands. Siebemeyer. Trung Lee again. And now flooding forward, keeper well off the line and off, ambitious, courageous, and Son right there. Took away by Trung Lee. Will she go for goal? Yes, she did, and that was repelled away by the back of Blouin. And this is now one back towards the near side. The left delivery not there. Play back out to the near side. And that will go just past Gauthier. As we're now in the final seconds of this matchup here. Referee looking at the clock. Perhaps the last action from this matchup. To the far post and in, and that might be it. 6-3 lead, and the dominant force is completed. And that will do it for here. The FTF event is completed. We thank you for those who are watching on both days. And next up is Halifax towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, for those who will be tuning in. So on behalf of everyone here from FTF, we wish you a good week. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.